Doesn't mean all men are like him.
But you mean somebody who's married and flirts, or somebody who's married and
Flirts? Which country are you living in? We've gone past the flirting stage. Flirting we don't have time for.
So, I wasn't sure.
Yes, my friend.
Suhel, so something in defense of men. So you have been saying that men today of India have lost being chivalrous. But there are times when
I didn't say that. She said it.
what I've experienced from my personal experiences, sometimes chivalry is taken as you hitting upon a girl. So, I mean, even when you try to be chivalrous, there are some women who take you because they're not used to chivalry, I suppose. And when you try to be chivalrous and they're all like, dude, he's trying to hit upon me, he's trying too much. So, your thoughts on it?
Are you related to Manu Sharma? I mean, I think, on a more serious note, I genuinely believe that as a country or as a society, and I address many schools and many Mandarin institutes almost on a weekly basis, and the one thing I tell them is, any society which gives up on reading, which gives up on scholarship, which gives up on conversation, will never evolve at the true rate that it should evolve at. We've forgotten the art of conversation. We've forgotten salons. We don't have conversations anymore when we go to dinners. You're almost always looking at who else is coming into the room. These are the things that build grace. These are the things that build knowledge. I've always said, in order to be interesting, be interested. We have tunnel vision as far as our interests are concerned. Most men in Delhi either talk about Advani, Sonia or money. Most men in Bombay either talk about Deepika Padukone or Ranveer. I mean, you've got to move beyond, and I believe that we are not embracing that larger world that we must. And I keep telling people, I mean, to this day, and I'm not exaggerating, Bachi knows this, a lot of my friends, I do about 6 to 7 books a week. Not because I have to, but because I want to. And you read across the spectrum. And as long as you don't read, and as long as we don't as a society read, we will be a very limited society. And my final piece of advice that I give young people is, when we grew up in Calcutta, and I must say this in front of a gentleman who's sitting here, Kumar Mangalam Birla, I remember doing a play, acting in that play as Bhutto, which we staged for his dad's organization in Bombay. And I told Kumar this story earlier. The only thing that I treasure from that performance was a Mont Blanc pen that his dad whipped out and gave to me for that performance. These things stick in your mind because there were people who would encourage the arts. We grew up in a city in Calcutta, and his aunt Manjusri, we were all part of this Kala Mandir, and then Sanskriti Sagar began. You were encouraged to public speak. You were encouraged to debate. You were encouraged to eloquent. You were encouraged to do plays. We are moving away. And if we continue to do this, as I said earlier, we'll be a very limiting society. We've forgotten our own culture. We don't need Warren Buffett and Bill Gates to tell us about philanthropy. Manu, in Manusmriti, he was a male chauvinist pig, but 3,800 years ago, Manu mentions the word dhan as being the principal pivot on which to build societies. But now we look westwards in order to gain what I call a liberal Eastern behavior ethos. And finally, and I said this in a panel discussion 2 weeks ago here in Bombay, the India that we need to reimagine is an India that must show us our values all over again. Our cultural moorings, the theatre that people like Vijay Tendulkar, like Badal Sarkar, like Mahesh Agrawal, all these giants, the celebratory theatre of Radhanatiyam in the Northeast, these are the things we should go back to. But we don't. We're interested in that, who's that fellow who wears a cap and sings? What's his name? Whatever, that complicated name. So, we are celebrating, and I'm not saying don't celebrate that. I admire the work, and I'm not saying this jokingly anymore, I admire the work that people like Tasneem are doing. We need to rebuild our museums. We don't have museum tours in schools anymore. So that's the India you need to build. And to come back to the being single point, single people have more time, I would imagine, to read and to, look at plays, go to museums, savor the fine arts. And I'm saying married couples must also do the same, provided they can stop fighting with each other. Yes, the girl there.
Suhel, I'm here at the back.
But I said the girl there, I know your gender, coming to you in a bit.
Okay, Suhel.